Have you ever wondered what Westeros was like before all the Targaryen madness and the Game of Thrones? Well, prepare for a journey through time, because HBO is about to take us 100 years before the events we know from Game of Thrones. In 2025, we'll be introduced to a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, a story that promises to be very different from anything we've seen in this universe. Imagine a young knight, tall as a giant, traveling through Westeros with his small squire. Sounds simple, right? But there's much more to this story than meets the eye. Our protagonists are Ser Duncan the Tall, or simply Dunk, a hedge knight nearly 7 feet tall, and his squire, a mysterious boy known as Egg. What few know is that this boy carries a secret that could change the entire kingdom. He is actually Aegon Targaryen, a prince in disguise who chose to learn about his people the hard way. This isn't a story of epic battles or dragons destroying cities. It's a more intimate, personal tale about honor, friendship, and discovery. As Dunk and Egg travel through the Seven Kingdoms, we see Westeros at a unique moment, a period of relative peace, but filled with political intrigue, knightly tournaments, and adventures that shaped the continent's future. The series promises to show us places we've only heard about in Game of Thrones, but now in their prime. Imagine Lannisport in all its golden splendor, Highgarden at the height of its beauty, and King's Landing before it became the corrupt city we know. More attentive fans will recognize familiar names: a young and mischievous 3-year-old Walder Frey, the legendary Bloodraven in his prime, and even connections to beloved characters like Maester Aemon, who was then just a young man studying at the Citadel. HBO is betting big on this production, returning to Titanic Studios in Belfast, where Game of Thrones was originally filmed. With a newly announced cast including Peter Claffey as Dunk and Dexter Sol Ansel as Egg, the series promises to maintain the high standard of quality that made us fall in love with Westeros. But what makes this series truly special is its origin. Based on George R.R. Martin's Tales of Dunk and Egg novellas, this is one of the author's most beloved stories. Unlike other adaptations, here we have complete and detailed narratives, written with the same care as the main A Song of Ice and Fire books. The first season, with 6 episodes, will adapt The Hedge Knight, the first novella in the series. It's a story that begins at a tournament, but quickly transforms into something much bigger. We'll see politics, romance, action, and above all, an unlikely friendship that will change the fate of Westeros. Martin is directly involved as executive producer, along with Ira Parker, Ryan Condal, and Vince Girardis. And there are ambitious plans. HBO is already thinking about 3 seasons, each adapting one of the published novellas. This series isn't just another spin-off. It's a chance to see Westeros through new eyes, to understand what the kingdom was like before all the destruction we witnessed in Game of Thrones. It's a story about growth, about learning to be better, about how even the most unlikely people can change the world. So, get ready for a new adventure in 2025. A story that will show us that sometimes the greatest heroes aren't those born for greatness, but those who choose to do the right thing, no matter the cost. And now, a question to ponder. In a world where titles and birth determine a person's destiny, does true nobility come from blood or from the choices we make?